And we have got two great guests in studio to have a good conversation as we talk weekly with the Economic Development Council of Mason County. Karin Leaf in studio. And Karin, you have a great guest with you this morning. Who do you have?
We have Dannette Brannin, General Manager with Mason Transit Authority.
Sure.
She came in with us this morning to talk about the public meeting that they had the first week of March up in Belfair concerning the Log Yard Road and State Route 3 intersection, roundabout change. What's going on?
Roundabout.
Good to see you.
The roundabout word, I know.
We have another roundabout.
Don't mention
I
those
don't like to
things.
use that word roundabout. We are using intersection control at the moment, just because we're going through the process at WashDOT of submitting an intersection control analysis, and we've given there'll be three options in the report that for WashDOT to review, and then WashDOT will determine what that intersection control will be.
Leave
So
it
right
on them
now
to
we're
deal with.
and what they will approve in for that intersection, and we're needing intersection control there because of our park and ride that we have property purchased. We are in design right now, should be breaking ground hopefully maybe September we're shooting for. We do need safe access onto Highway 3.
Yeah.
And so as the buses are moving on and off Highway 3, as well as park and ride users, we want them to be safe. And of course, we all know what traffic is like in Belfair in the late afternoon. So that's the process we're going through right now. We did have a public hearing or public meeting last week that to gather comments from the public up in Belfair as their preferences and their thoughts about the project and about the intersection control. So we're still in gathering comments right now. We'd like to gather them probably in depth, like maybe through the end of this week, and then be able to put them into the report that we hope to submit in the next couple of weeks.
So when this park and ride is all said and done, how many parking spots will be available? Will there be security and lights and charging?
There'll be 100 stalls in that park and ride, and there will be security, lighting, cameras. It won't be a gated park and ride, but it will have security there with lighting. And there are other projects looking like they're going to happen on right near us, and so we think that is going to kick off a lot of economic development. That's why we're here. Is in part of that support of what's going to happen up in Belfair. We really believe that it's going to kick off a whole new
very nice
set of projects up there, and I know
that's a lot of spots. 100.
Yes.
Is that
parking
is that
spots.
is that
lot.
so? I know you guys do all the research and figure out how many people probably is 100 a good number for a park and ride? That does sound like a large one.
It is, but we're looking for growth. We're probably so right now we're renting a parking lot that it has somewhere, I would say on an average of 30 people a day, and then we rent some space from the Assembly of God Church also, and we probably have about 10 parking there, and then there's other places. Our park and ride up in Belfair is mostly used by the worker drivers that or the Pacific or Puget Sound Naval Yard workers that are commuting up on our 4 coaches that we have, and so they probably we're looking. They park other places along the way, but we're hoping to get them into one central location is what we would really like. But some of the riders live out in different areas and they get picked up along the way. So so when we think that there could be like 50 users right now, we need to have growth.
Yeah.
So that's like about a 20 to year growth.
Okay.
Very cool.
So your public meetings and public conversations. In addition to that, a couple of weeks back, you guys were doing ridership surveys. Have you had a chance to look at any of that data yet, or?
No, we're still in that process as well. We did our fixed route rider surveys. Now we're working on the dial-a-ride surveys, and we'll be gathering all that, those comments.
Tell me about dial-a-ride.
Oh, dial-a-ride. So dial-a-ride Mason County is it is available for all riders
Oh,
or
good.
users. So
Okay.
it's not a like in some transit programs, it's for elderly or disabled, and you have to go through a process to submit an application for that. In Mason County, Dial-A-Ride is available to all riders.
Wow.
And they need to call in 2 hours ahead of the time, and we will accommodate them to the best of our ability. Sometimes, the earlier you call in, the more likely you're going to get the time that you want. But it is available. And it does help bring out into the rural areas, bring them in so they can either get on a fixed route or get to the services they need. So it's a great service we provide, and it's I think very beneficial to the community as
Yeah,
well. So.
yeah. Karin, anything from the EDC you want to talk about this morning?
Not too much this morning. We will have quite a bit to talk about next Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, about the direction and different things we have going on. A big change in the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Cool. Well, then, anything else to pass along as we get people going on a Monday morning here?
Just that if people do have comments about the intersection up at SR3 and Log Yard Road, to please they can be submitted to me at Mason Transit, and my email. You want my email address?
Sure.
dbrannin@masontransit.org, and we'll be taking those and including all comments into the intersection control analysis report.
All
Very
right.
nice.
Very nice. Karin Leaf, Dannette Brannin, thanks for coming on today.